Activate.
Hey everybody, welcome to This Pink Cloud. I am DJ Kelly Reverb. It has been a minute. We are a podcast that is about mental health and recovery and all that good stuff. Actually got a referral from I love a good referral from Ralphie at Beyond the Bar. Shout out Beyond the Bar. We love those guys, and we love Ralphie, and we love Reed. And we love his whole entire family. But regardless, everybody give it up for my guest, Chris Knight. How are you, bud?
Good, I'm good. Thank you for having me. And yeah, Ralphie, the whole bar situation. I've never seen a sober bar like that before.
Yeah, it's pretty
That
cool,
was,
right? Let's
yeah,
get.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's
it was a lot of
cool.
fun.
It's a alcoholic free spirit bottle shop. Or is what Reed considers it, and it's in Richardson, and it's totally rad, and it's
Yeah,
totally
totally.
cool, and they
Very
have
cool.
like so many non-alcoholic alternatives,
Yeah.
and because and I guess the reason behind it was because Reed still liked the connoisseur side of drinking, right?
hmm
But you can do that without with it being alcohol free. So I think it's cool that alternate is out there, and it seems to be growing. Really, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot more options than I thought even existed. So
Well,
cool
yeah,
deal
it
there.
used to be like, I mean, maybe in the 80s it was like, or 90s it was like
Mhm.
O'Doul's, and
Right,
that
right.
that was it. Like that was your, well, no, that's your non-alcoholic choice. But
Yeah.
now it's hop water and crazy stuff. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, dude, so I wanted to kind of get into your story. So why don't we start with a little bit of your backstory? And you're obviously from the DFW area. So let's let the folks know the backstory.
Yeah. So born and raised in Dallas area.
Hmm.
I guess I'll start at the beginning of my drinking experience. At
Oh,
16, I started sneaking rum out of the cabinet at a friend's house and
nice.
taking a few shots. And, you know, I, uh, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I
Right.
wanted to keep doing that, and that was kind of the goal until I was 21. Like every weekend, how do we get it? Like whose sister or brother
Oh
can buy
yeah.
us something, you know what I mean?
Oh right. Yeah.
And, we were semi-successful, but, and when I did, it was just like, blackout, throwing up drunk every time, like
Oh
just
really?
balls to the wall. Yeah.
So question then. So did your friends tire of that eventually?
No,
No.
no, they kind of did it too, but I
Oh,
think there was
okay.
just
I got you.
something. Yeah, there was. I don't. I look back now and I see that I was probably it was probably a remedy, not just like some kind of rebellious behavior like
Right.
them. It
Well,
was
I
it
mean, like,
was.
because I had one of those friends that would, like, whenever they would drink or they would drink tequila, they would always start shit.
Oh, right,
And
right, right.
and I was
And then
like,
blame it on that type of
no,
alcohol.
yeah, no. But what I would do, because I go, look, I know where this night's gonna go. I go, and if you if you get arrested, I'm gonna be standing over here, and I don't have your back
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you started it,
Right. Yeah.
But
So, I did that until I was 21, and then there
mhm,
was no friction. I could just go get it myself, and
right.
it became a nightly thing. Every night I was a
So
12 pack, just
So this was happening during high school, like while you were going to high school, or was this
yeah, on the
more after?
weekends.
Okay.
When I was able to get it on the weekends, yeah,
Okay.
we'd go, whoever's house we could get to, and whoever could bring us something when we would just.
Gotcha. But it was mostly contained on the weekends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And so 21 hits, I started drinking consistently, heavily. Um, and it was always something I wanted to do. Like, especially if I went somewhere, I was drinking and I was drinking to get drunk. This whole one drink, two drink thing, never understood it.
Mm-hmm.
Never did it. Never
Right.
did it.
Why?
But you
Yeah.
know,
Why drink in moderation? I
right?
mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Like, why? I mean, the whole
What's the
point of this,
point?
right?
Yeah. Right.
And but you know, I have a girlfriend, long-term girlfriend, and I'm going through college, and you know, I'm hopping jobs. I'm not good at keeping jobs, which makes sense. You know, hungover all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and um, but you know, I get a house, I get married, I have a son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on paper, like things look pretty good. You
Sure.
know, and then COVID hits, and that causes some issues with you know, my job situation, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
the world was in a little bit of turmoil.
Right.
um and then I discovered that, well, let's just say there was a breach of trust with me and my ex-wife,
Okay.
um you know, involving like people I cared about, and I was very close to. So it was, and we couldn't work through that, so we separated and divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out within 2 weeks, and got my own place, and it was hard. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can remember the first month or two, like feeling something I'd never felt before, a
Right.
pain I'd never felt before.
Well, how long were y'all married?
We were married 5, and we were together for 12.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, um, you know, luckily, well, I always kind of say like addiction is like an identity thing. It's an identity problem. As
Okay.
soon as I took that first drink, you know, I was identifying as someone who needed that to be funny and charismatic, and someone who needed alcohol to deal with their life, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe even healthy drinkers do that on some level, you know, like,
Right. Well, I mean, it's all substance is kind of all a coping mechanism.
yeah,
You
right,
know.
right,
So.
right. So I've been identifying with this identity for a long time, and then um, you know, I go through what I go through with my wife, and that kind of reinforces it. So it's just a very traumatic, kind of painful experience. Luckily, I had a
Now,
good
was she
friend.
drinking too, or no? The wife?
She drank,
Yeah,
but
but not like you.
yeah, not like me, not like
Okay.
me.
You were the family pro.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. If you wanted to
Gotcha.
know how to do it.
Right.
Um, And I had thankfully I had a good friend that had went through a similar experience, and so I couldn't make my problem unique in the sense.
Hmm.
Uh, I like to pretend I have a unique problem that no one's gone through,
Oh yeah.
and so that way it can't be fixed, and I can justify my lack of growth and healing.
Right.
It's an ego thing, right? So I wasn't able to do that very well because he had went through something worse than I went
Hmm.
through, and he was fine. So that kind of helped me temporarily, but still it wasn't something I fully addressed. But I did lean on the bottle to cope, and upgraded to whiskey.
Hmm.
You know, the whole beer thing wasn't working out for me anymore.
Right. Well, you got to get there because, like, then you figure out, oh, I can, like, not be so full. So, like, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I graduated to vodka
Hmm.
towards the last 5 years of my drinking career because
Hmm.
that was, well, it traveled well because you could always just have it in a water bottle.
Hmm.
Nobody knows.
I
um
know.
and then you could also it was less filling, like it's just so, and a
Yeah.
little more potent, so or
Hmm.
a lot more potent.
It started with like a little water in there and
Yeah.
then it's like, what am I doing
Yeah,
with
it
my
started. Well, yeah, mine's the
with water?
same here. Mine started with I guess it was vodka and soda,
Hmm.
and then it was like, why do I need the soda, dude? I mean, come on,
Let's skip all those steps, right?
right?
So I'm living on my own. I haven't addressed, not only have I not addressed that problem,
Hmm.
or processed that loss and that pain, but really like I didn't know how to do it for any problem that I had had up until that point. I mean, a lot of smaller situations, but still things that like kind of add up and stack and compound over time. And so this is kind of a big one that we threw on the pile. So
Hmm.
I graduate to liquor and I'm drinking consistently. Um, Still maybe not like totally out of control, but every night, most likely a few drinks. If I went out, done deal. I'm having a good time, right?
Hmm.
And but then I meet someone else. I meet a new girl, and it was amazing. Maybe a little bit of limerence in that,
Hmm.
but
Oh, nice
uh,
word.
yeah, fell deeply in love with her, right?
Right.
And uh, I like to think that there were two things going on.
Hmm.
That I loved her deeply, but I was also probably using that as like a band-aid situation. Um,
Gotcha.
because I didn't address, that.
Hmm.
So I'm with this new girl, a couple years. We actually get engaged, and one day she says she doesn't. She wants out. She
Yeah,
wants to go,
sure.
and so it threw me off. At the time, it threw me off and didn't make sense. Now looking back, I have a feeling I know what caused it, and drinking was probably a big factor in that.
Sure.
Um,
Well, I mean, people, get tired of being the babysitter. You
mhm.
know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Makes total sense, but still
But at the
traumatic.
time, it was like a shock, I'm
Yeah. Oh,
sure.
just
Yeah.
I like to say,
I have
I always
no
tell people,
idea. I don't know what's wrong with her or me.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
right. Oh man, you go through those phases, right? You're
Hmm.
angry at her and at yourself, and you know. But I always like to tell people, like laughter is like is trauma, but like a good trauma, a good surprise.
Hmm.
But no, 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 sorry. Laughter is uh is a good surprise, and trauma is a bad surprise.
Oh, okay.
And I had been surprised in a bad way there, so I was. But yeah, that hit me even harder
Sure.
than the wife situation, and I coped the only way I knew how to cope, and that
Right.
was by drinking. I had, at this point too, I'd graduated to, research chemicals I could buy on the internet. I
Oh,
justified
okay.
it because it was legal or I
Well,
was able to get
they
it.
had stuff like, and you can still go to head shops and probably get like the stuff they call K2, which
Hmm.
is basically like research chemicals sprayed on plant matter, and that stuff's no joke, man, and that stuff's kind of like scary because it's like I've seen a many a 911 call from something that's legal,
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah,
but yeah, you can get anything on the internet, dude.
yeah,
by
yeah.
by the by the way, there's this thing
Yeah,
called the dark web.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know, and thankfully I didn't dive too deep into that.
Yeah.
But
Do you know what
for
like what were you getting?
I was taking Phenibut for years,
Okay,
like
so now
daily
what
for
is that?
years. So that's like like a GABA. So alcohol's GABA A inhibitor,
Mm-hmm.
and Phenibut's GABA B. So they're very similar. Like a social lubricant,
Mm-hmm.
anti-anxiety, sleep
Did it work?
better. Oh, great! It was it
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
But you were super dependent on it. Like you
Oh,
could take it
really?
for
So, okay.
yeah. The rebound was horrible.
Oh, so if you were
So
off,
I
you
just never
knew
stopped. Yeah.
you were off. Yeah, I gotcha. Well,
Yeah. So it was.
I would take with the alcohol, obviously if cocaine was around, but then also what was it like ephedra or
Hmm.
ephedrine, And
Hmm.
ephedrine, pseudoephedrine, whatever you want to call it, basically speed is what they make. That's why everybody steals those packages at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
That's why they're behind the counter now.
Hmm.
But people would steal those, and they basically, render it down to methamphetamines. But I would take one of those while I was drinking, so it was like, oh, cool, I can just drink more, you know.
Yeah,
So
that too. It kind of let
yeah,
me. I was able to drink more on it too,
right,
and
yeah,
so and it combined well, and so like
they
you know,
complemented each other.
yeah. When I stopped drinking that, or when I stopped taking Phenibut, I was actually kind of like, man, maybe I'm not that big of a pro. Like
Yeah,
I'm actually like feel nauseous and like need to stop at a few.
uh huh.
But so I'm combining these for years and years. So she leaves. I'm a total mess. I start drinking as soon as my eyes open in the morning until I go to sleep.
Okay.
And I have my son hat.
And this is after she had left, right? Like what year
Yeah,
are
well,
we talking
this
like?
this is like 2023,
Okay,
February of 2023. Yeah,
okay,
and you know how it goes when you break up with someone. Sometimes you hang out for a couple months after and try and ease out of it. And we tried that, and it didn't really help.
right, yeah,
Didn't help me. I don't think either scenario really would have helped. So, but yeah, just drinking, eyes open till they shut.
yeah.
And at this point, people are noticing, and I have a son that I am with half the time. And
Right now, are you still working at this time?
I had just gotten let go pretty
Oh,
much for,
surprise.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like, I think I like mouthed off to like a customer. Like I used to be a
Okay,
stockbroker. I used to be an investment advisor,
did
and I
not
was
know.
just,
That's fun.
yeah, and I was like drinking on the job and just like, are you
Where now?
stupid? Like,
So
don't you
you
know what a
work
mutual fund is?
right? Yeah. Were you
Saying
working from
something
home?
dumb. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
You were working from home
Hmm.
then, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I did that for a while too. So that's just like, oh, cool. You
Yep,
know, that means the bar's open all day.
yep. And I'm like
Right.
sneaking drinks so she doesn't see, and
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. The old, I called it the bottle shuffle. Yeah.
just
Like
lying.
you
Just
gotta, you gotta get rid of the evidence, but recycle it, you know.
yeah, yeah. Just lies. So many lies. And now
Right.
I used to lie about vaping and all that too. Now I don't do any of it, so I don't even. I'm practically Mormon. No
Yeah.
caffeine too. So,
Right.
but so where was I? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We were
My
asking like what year it was and where you
Yeah,
were in
yeah.
your
And
timeline.
so people that care about me take take notice of my decline.
Hmm.
And my son gets taken away, rightfully so.
Okay.
At the Doesn't mean at the time I wasn't totally like uh
Devastated.
yeah, devastated by it, like,
Right.
but it did happen, and it was good that it did happen. But
Sure.
that just kind of added to the fire there. And
Did you kind of understand why though
at the
at the time?
time,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe a little
Maybe, but
bit.
not
It's just,
really. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, I was just so preoccupied with like the pain of the situation, the loss of her,
Hmm.
was, and you just can't, you don't think straight. You're just, how do I find relief, Like, how can I
Hmm.
just find relief from this pain?
It almost sounds like that you were kind of trying to find like reasons to drink, like the trauma, of the breakup. Oh,
Yeah.
I need it, when it was just like, it was on you the whole time,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Definitely,
It
definitely.
was it was the cause of the problem and the solution,
Hmm.
and that's what I always say, it was a fantastic temporary solution to a long-term problem, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. And that's the main issue, right?
Yeah.
So my son gets taken away, and now my family is encouraging me to go to rehab, and I'm just like, I don't even know what rehab is,
Right.
and what notion I do have is incorrect, and um,
Well, I tell you
I
what,
f
let's go to commercial.
Are you an old fool who's so cool like us? Funky Gold is a network of skilled and hardworking DFW DJs over 40. We gather to create a mutually supportive environment for all members who are doing big things. Our DJs are leaders in the community who bring special skills and opportunities to share. We strive for professionalism in the music business, and we have hearts of gold. Not to mention we have the coolest swag and the funkiest headquarters. If you're interested in learning more about joining the crew, connect with us on Instagram, YouTube, or Gmail at Funky Gold Network.
All right, and that is Funky Gold Network. Love those guys. Be sure and hit them up on Instagram. They have a lot of great events. Go check them out. And then also got some new music out, and here it is.
Break time. That shit lightning goes up, it's frightening. For to be exciting, goes up, it's frightening. For to be exciting, that shit lightning goes up, it's frightening. For to be exciting, damn.
All right, and that is actually a song that is not out yet. So you got the world premiere here. Anyway, but be sure check out on Spotify if you just look up Kelly Reverb. All my music's there. Hey, and while you're there, you can look up this podcast, This Pink Cloud, and it's all there. And also on YouTube, so streaming on all major platforms, This Pink Cloud, Kelly Reverb, look it up. Appreciate it. So, anyway, back to you were just now going to rehab.
That was, yep, they were convincing me to go to rehab, and I found a place here in Frisco, great place, and at the time they were
You
just a
can shout
detox.
them out if you want to. Yeah.
Restore Path,
Yeah.
they were Restore Path.
Right.
I ended up going there a few times, which I'll tell you here in a bit.
Sure.
But they were my first,
I knew that
and
building.
they're great. I go back
Yeah.
there and talk sometimes, but
Yeah.
so I said, well, I'll go to this place. It's 10 days. I'll do 10 days. I'm not gonna do like a whole 30 day. You kidding
Yeah,
me?
you
Like,
just do the detox.
yeah, I don't have that big of a problem. What are you talking about? And so I go and I do the 10 day and I get out and I relapse in like 3 days. I go to
Okay.
the movies and watch like some Marvel movie and I'm like, I can have one.
Yeah.
I've got it all under control now.
Yeah.
And then it's done deal after that. I'm just off to the races again. Um, and they convinced me to go to like a real one. Okay, let's go to like a 30-day one. So I go to a
Well, you
place.
could at Restore, you could go there 30 days if you wanted.
Back then it was just detox when I
Oh,
went.
really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'll end up going again though for a 30 later on.
Hey, yeah, right. Well, let's try not to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And but so I go to another place and I'm there like I actually stay 21 because for some reason you can get out early and even though I didn't do a thing,
Hmm.
I go there, I get out early and things are looking well on the surface they're looking pretty good. People are kind of like they have faith in me again and they believe that this is something
Sure.
that
You're
I worked
turning it
through.
around, dude.
Yeah,
Right.
I completed the rehab, right?
Sure.
So every year on 4th of July, we have a lake house and we go there and have a good time. And my ex-wife was hands him off to me, and I take my son and we're gonna go to the lake house and have a good time. So things are like kind of back to normal, like
Right.
um, I trust you with him again, right? So I go to the lake house and as soon as I get there, it's just my mom and dad are there. I kind of have him get out or whatever, and I say, hey, I just need to go take a drive. I just need to kind of just clear my head a little bit.
Hmm.
And well, it turns out that little bit was actually going to be a year, so I didn't see my son again for a year.
So
Uh,
you just took off.
I
Like that
just took
night?
I
Oh,
just took
wow.
off and drove around all night, didn't sleep, drove around
Hmm.
all night in East Texas, just left and right, and had nowhere to go. And I heard this song, and it talked about like Vegas, and I was like, that's it. That's the answer.
Right.
That's the solution, right? So
Okay. So I'm just dry,
mm,
and no alcohol was involved yet, or no?
I hadn't drank yet, no.
Okay. All right.
And I thought, well, I can go to Vegas. I don't.
What was the song?
The Truth by Jason Aldean.
Oh, okay. Cool. I know his DJ Silver. He
Yeah.
is
Oh,
the tour.
really?
Yeah, he's the tour DJ for Jason Aldean.
Oh, wow. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I like him. It's
Yeah.
a great song. It really is. But I probably shouldn't have leaned into it like that.
Right. Well, or
Yeah. Anyway,
taking
so
a
that
song literal.
yeah, the morning comes and
Uh-huh.
I'm on a flight to Vegas.
Okay.
So I fly to Vegas.
Do you call the parents and say, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to the airport. I got to clear my head a little more out in Vegas."
So actually, I knew that I just knew what I was doing was not the best, right? I
Sure.
wasn't making good choices, and I didn't want to hear them uh,
Right.
tell me that.
You didn't want to hear the voice of reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know how parents are too. It's not always, you know, maybe what you need to hear. Or maybe it's what you need to hear, but
Yeah,
you
what
don't
you
want to
need to
hear.
hear,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you don't want to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I avoided that and just blocked everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that could, that was close to me, I blocked them.
Mm-hmm.
Total avoidance, right?
Okay.
And yeah, I went to Vegas and was there for about a week, and I ran into just some guy, and he had cocaine,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Hey man, you want to try some?" I was like, "Absolutely." Do you have like heroin too? Like, I'll do anything, to
Right.
like feel better. So I
So,
do.
were you drinking though? Did you get?
Oh yeah, sorry. I had started.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I did end up getting a drink and not
Right.
stopping.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, then I meet this guy, and I do some coke. I do some
Mm-hmm.
coke, and it was
Right.
it was great. It was fun,
It
and he
smelled great.
yeah, it
Yeah.
smelled
Right.
awesome. And
Yeah.
he didn't have that much, and so he like ran out. And I was like, bro, I'll get you some more. Don't even worry about it.
Right.
And I don't know where to buy anything or do drugs or whatever. I don't do any of
Mm-hmm.
that. So, but I go into like a vape shop and I ask the guy, I'm like, do you know where I can like get some?
Yeah.
He just kind of points me down the street to like some guy in a red shirt, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was too easy, man. I was getting
Well,
it delivered,
it's Vegas.
and yeah, and so I had plenty of that for the rest of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in fact, I had so much I decided to bring it back with me to
Mm.
Dallas, which was
Right.
great choices, more great choices being made.
Sure.
Um, I I get back home and I'm there for a few days, still just I'm low. I'm probably at my lowest. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just desperate and I don't know what to do. And as you can tell, I've already kind of established a pattern of just like running, like aimlessly throughout the night in East Texas, running to Vegas.
Right. What
Well,
part of
now
East Texas, by the way?
Mount Vernon area.
Ah, nice. I was going to say
Hmm.
Mount Pleasant or Mount
Hmm.
Vernon
Yeah.
or right.
And I decide to graduate to a further location and I go to Spain. I fly to Spain.
All right.
So,
So now, obviously, you have to either have a good job or you're pretty well off, right?
yeah, I've
Yeah.
got, well, I was a stockbroker, but did have some money saved. So,
Some funds saved
yeah.
to just drop everything and go.
And make
Yeah.
bad choices for a while.
Sure. Well, I mean, you got to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah. And so
So
yeah,
Barcelona or what?
I was no, Madrid. I went to
Okay.
Madrid.
All right.
I actually I'm still like, because I brought Coke back with me, so I'm like still doing Coke, still drinking. I get on the flight to Madrid, and I'm like leaning forward on
Mm-hmm.
the seat in front of me,
Yeah.
and I just like blink, and I'm in Madrid, and my phone's at 2%, and I had just slept the whole time,
Oh wow.
and I wake up and I find a hostel. Well, first I found a hotel, and I was there for a little bit, and I was just like, oh man. So another thing that starts happening is I'm like, I'll run, but then I'll check myself, and I'll be like, I need help. I'll
Mm-hmm.
run, and then I need help, and I do this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those times where I do that. And so I'm like, I can't just be drinking myself to death in
Right.
Spain. So I actually find a rehab in Spain and go
Yeah.
to a rehab in Spain. And I'm
Okay.
there for a couple days. And then I kind of just like, I'm just like, it was horrible. It's a horrible
Mm-hmm.
place. Um, and I was like, I can't be here. So I got to go. And I leave. Um,
I kind
and
of find it funny, like now you're like, oh, I'm gonna go, like you said, run away to go, you know, do my thing, just so you don't have to hear it from anybody you know.
yeah,
You
yeah, I
know,
don't want
that's
to, because I know they're right. I don't
yeah,
want to hear it.
exactly. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
answer
It's
to.
because
I don't want to have
it's
to answer to logic. You know.
yeah, it's not about right or wrong. I'm in
Yeah.
pain and I don't
Yeah.
know what to do about it, and you're not going to
Right.
help. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I leave the rehab. I find a hostel, and then I find like a shady guy out front, and I get more cocaine. And
Yeah.
for the next week, it's just more bad choices. And I finally get home. I finally get back home,
Mm-hmm.
and I am drinking, and this is when I'm at my lowest, and I'm like, I'm sending text messages that are scaring people, and
Oh,
um,
like like self
yeah,
harm
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the police don't like that, so they came and got me,
Yeah,
and
the old wellness check.
yep, yep, and I was in a psych ward for 5.5 days,
Okay.
which
Which one?
worst, JPS,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of like Green Oaks. Everybody usually goes to
yeah, no,
out
I
in
mean,
that area.
it was okay, I guess. Like
Right.
outside of the fact that it was like the worst time, of my life, but
Sure.
5.5 days, got out of there, immediately relapsed and went back to restored path.
Okay.
And at this point, my family's pretty concerned because I just went to the psych ward, so they're like, "Oh, this is like serious, this is
Right.
something." So they're convincing me to go to a place in Florida. Like, let's get you somewhere, like someone there, somewhere that's gonna be like extra or whatever. Even though the
Mm-hmm.
places here are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to Florida. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I just like there was really no reason why I mean, I guess there are reasons, like my son and stuff like that, but
Right.
I didn't want to stay for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go to Florida for, selfish reasons, right?
Right.
But I actually went to Restored Path, and while I was there, I was on enough uh, Ativan to reconsider, and I was like, you know what, I'll go to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I got an escort to Florida because they didn't trust me, so I got an escort, flew to
Mm.
Florida.
Oh yeah. Well, you're a runner.
I'm a runner at this
Yeah.
point, and I'm about to show them
And
what a
you're
runner
going
is.
through you're going through the airport. So
Yeah. And so I get there, first place.
yeah.
And this is like iron rod fence around the place. Like it's real
And
nice, but like
what
it's
city in Florida?
West Palm Beach.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
called Hanley's. It's called Hanley's.
Uh-huh.
It was a great place, great place. Um, and I leave there twice.
Mm-hmm.
I find ways to get out of there, let's just say. And the third time they say, you can't do that. You just can't do
Yeah.
that very much before they kick you out. And so they kicked me out.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be leaving on your own recognizance.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. And so I leave, I get kicked out, I get my stuff, and I go to a hotel. And while I was in that rehab, I learned about something special in Florida. It's
Mm.
called the Marchman Act.
Okay.
and it's kind of like the Baker Act, if you ever heard of that.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a way that they can force you to go to rehab for up to
Sure.
9 months.
Right.
For up to 9 months. Spoiler: I would be in Florida for 9 more months.
Yeah.
So
Right.
after I ran from the first place,
So I have a question. So who enacted that on you? And
my
like,
my
yeah,
parents did.
great.
My
Good for
parents,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And at the time, of course I hated it. Right, I was so angry.
Yeah.
Um, you technically you can do 90 days and get out, but
Yeah.
it's maximum 9 months if you're an idiot, and don't
Right.
try or can't. I'm not an idiot, but like I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't
Sure.
grow. I couldn't heal, right? And so um, I go to another rehab. This time I don't have a choice. I go to another rehab.
Hmm.
Cop takes me there, and I
Any DUIs while this is going on?
no,
No.
nothing, and
All
no
right.
record of any kind.
Oh wow.
Thankfully, no health issues either. So
Okay. Good for you.
um, I go to another rehab there, second rehab in Florida. I'm there for a little bit, and then eventually I run. I mean, like I literally run. Like we go to an AA meeting, so we're outside of the walls, and then I just like bolt. Like it was like pouring
Right.
down rain. So, and I come back, and then I ended up getting kicked out of there because I pushed a guy, and because he was whatever. Yeah, I pushed a guy because he was getting aggressive, and
Hmm.
they were probably just looking for a reason to get rid of me. I was the worst. I was
Yeah.
angry. I
You were
talked to everyone. Yeah, I
right.
talked to everyone like yeah.
You were the dick of the
Yes.
rehab. Right.
Oh my God. The stuff I would say to these people, these nurses, these
Yeah.
poor nurses and therapists, it was
Yeah.
just
We're
horrible.
trying to help you.
Yeah. And I knew I
Right.
could do it to them because they weren't going to do anything to
Yeah.
me, right?
You were shitting
They
on the
had to
help.
take it.
You were
Yeah.
shitting on the help.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, get kicked out of there, go to another place, there for a few months, and leave there,
Hmm.
get an Uber to Miami, stay there 2 days, come back. They say, well, if you do that again, you're out of here. And
All right.
literally, I walk out the next day, and I had a bottle when I came back the first time in like stored behind this trash can, and I walked out the next day, drank it all, came back, and they're like, "You're going, you got to go now." Went
Hmm.
to another place. Was there about a month. This place has like brick walls.
Right.
I'm there 30 days, and I convinced two other guys to leave with me one
Hmm.
night, and we hopped the fence, and we're out all night and getting into trouble. We went to like this other rehab and like met people that this other guy knew, and we're stealing alcohol. Yeah.
Right.
So right now I'm getting to like the 9 month mark.
Hmm.
So he lifts it. My father lifts it. He's just kind of like, bro, I don't know what to do, man. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
I
I mean,
tried, I tried.
right. It's like I say to like parents and stuff like that whenever, I'm asked, I can't make you want it. You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah,
thing. You have to want it yourself because, if not, it's not going to happen,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. And so I'm like, you know what? Sweet. I'm gonna make the right choices, and I'm gonna do this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even make it. You had to get a connecting flight from where I was to Atlanta. I didn't even make it out of Atlanta before I went to another detox. Left there too many times. Flew back to Dallas finally.
Hmm.
My bag actually the first time went to JFK without me. Like,
Right.
and so I get to Dallas, and in the middle of the night I land, I go to a place in Ennis. Left there after 3 days.
Hmm.
Went back to another place in Grand Prairie that I went to the very like first or second time.
Hmm.
Um, Stayed there 30 days, got out, relapsed in like a few days. And then I went to this other place called All Points North, or APN, in like Fort Worth.
Hmm.
Amazing place. I go there too to speak with patients, but
Cool.
I was actually there for 90 days, and that was the first time I had stayed somewhere 90 days
Oh,
by
wow.
choice.
Okay.
So that wasn't my last place, but it
I
was
got a
still,
question. So are you picking up knowledge as you go, or is it all just one ear out the other?
oh, I mean, I know everything about rehab and
Yeah.
therapy and
Yeah.
CBT, DBT, elemental P, whatever alphabet letters you want to
Right.
put together. We can talk about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, just didn't stick.
You
None of
weren't
that
applying
stuck.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the thing is like we said, like you got to want it. You know, I
Hmm.
can't. That's the one thing is you can't make that person want it, and if they don't want it, then they're, dude, good luck dying. You know.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I went 90 days and things were kind of coming together again and trust was being rebuilt and
Mm-hmm.
I got to see my son again and
Uh,
he ran up to me and hugged me and it was a big moment because I mean you just things go through your head when you're
right.
gone for that long
Did you feel?
and
Did you feel any remorse at that time?
oh,
Like, yeah.
I mean not just then I felt it daily. I did call him and reach out every chance I got, but still
Right.
I wasn't there, I
Right.
wasn't. So, yeah, I still feel guilty about it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he doesn't, thankfully, I don't think there was much damage done, to be
Right.
be honest, and I'm grateful for that. But I still am a little guilty, a little
Mm-hmm.
guilty about it. But that was a big motivator when that happened.
Right.
Still wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, but it was still something in my back pocket that I had. And for the next 3 months, so after the 90 days, I relapsed again and just kind of burned the bridge I had been
Mm-hmm.
building again. And I'm in and out of like 15 different detoxes and rehabs for the next 3 months, the end of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I go to that restored path like, a
Like,
few more times. I end
yeah,
up
you're a
that,
regular.
yeah, that ends up
Yeah.
being the last inpatient I go to as well. So
Okay.
first and last. Um, and there were some moments there. The owner actually knows me he knows me by then, and
Right.
I had some good conversations with him, and it, kind of what you touched on earlier about, I used to kind of blame everyone. She left and she hurt me, and they
Mm-hmm.
took him, and it was
Right.
always outward, right? But
Yeah.
he kind of had a conversation with me, and it allowed me to reflect inward. And
Mm-hmm.
from that point on, it kind of built on itself. And I started to feel better. Um, and really, what it was is truth, honesty, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's half of the AA steps, right? Is honesty and truth.
Right.
So
Well,
I'm a
it's
big believer.
to thine own self be true.
Hmm.
You know, it
Um,
says that
yeah,
on the literature.
couldn't agree more.
Right.
I think
Right.
that's the first step to
Yeah,
it
you got
all
to be
is.
honest with yourself and, realize, hey, you don't have this.
Hmm.
You got a problem,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And so I get out of there, and I'm doing better than I ever have been doing, but I'm still, I can feel it coming. I know
Mhm.
I by this point in my journey, I know when things are encroaching on me. So
Mhm.
I try and nip it in the bud, and I don't even know how I got in contact with this place, but they were new at the time. They've been around like a year. They're called All Saints,
Mhm.
and it was a religious rehab, which I
Okay.
I mean I never been religious, and so when he first mentioned it, I was kind of turned off. But at this point, I'm just like, I'll give the spiritual route
Sure.
a
I
chance.
mean,
Why
you
not?
hadn't. Yeah, I mean, you might as well, dude. You tried everything else, right?
Yeah, and I couldn't lose. I
Yeah.
couldn't lose again. And I
Mhm.
would do whatever and be whatever you wanted me to be.
Mhm.
And so I went there and it was weird at first. It was awkward and uncomfortable, but I slowly kind of grew accustomed to it and I started to feel better.
Mhm.
And I attributed it to like, I feel like we all have different dimensions of love that we uh, take in, friendships and parental love and children's love and romantic love and spiritual love. And I didn't have
Right.
that one. I didn't have spiritual. So
Okay.
that was a hole I probably feel filled with alcohol or
Right.
girls and I was finally starting to kind of fill that, and I never had before. But Also, it kind of introduced me to the dimension of self-love,
Hmm.
and that's where truth and honesty comes in. You can't, if you're not truthful and honest with yourself, you're not, who do you love? You're not loving your true self. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Self-love doesn't really make sense if you're loving some fake artificial person, right?
Right.
So it starts with truth, then it gets to love. And when I say love, I'm not like saying broccoli instead of cereal for breakfast or whatever. I'm talking like the conversations we have in our heads every day, the things we say to ourselves. Are they loving or are they not loving?
Hmm.
And if we can have loving conversations with ourselves, that's really all it took for me. And I just had to practice that. And
Right.
um, like I said, it started with truth. And that
Well, I
led me
mean,
to be
is there
able to.
something like that I mean, obviously you had a proclivity towards alcohol, right? From 16 on. But like was there something, um that was causing you not to, appreciate yourself or give yourself a negative opinion of yourself?
You know, I don't know if I have like a negative opinion of myself by default,
Okay.
but I do know when I was going through that period, um, I probably did. I did.
Mhm.
I definitely did.
It,
So,
it sounds like almost like kind of like a victim mentality just so you can keep the party going.
yeah,
Yeah.
just so I have a, just so I can still use a tool and justify it.
Mhm.
The tool I had, alcohol, the tool
Right.
I had, and justify.
Sure.
I have to do this. Like, you took my kid. She left. What else am I supposed to
Right.
do? Like,
Right.
meditate? Like,
My life is over.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I guess we're at the kind of the conclusion and how it
Yeah.
resolved itself.
Well,
But
so like what year? Yeah, what year are we at right now? Like,
so, my sobriety date's December 17th, 2024, and things
okay.
resolved pretty good the next 2 or 3 months after that. So this last year, it's been great, a lot of
Well, what
growth.
was okay? So, like, what was the solution? Like, what? Because I always like to hear, the horror story. But like, then what was it like? Was it AA or was it cognitive behavioral therapy, or had you just finally, maybe wanted it,
Um,
or was there outstanding factors like your kid and hey, like that's going to motivate me, you know?
well, there was as little as it was, there was always the spark alive from my son.
Yeah. Well,
It
and you're
just wasn't.
missing you're missing him growing up because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
dad's
It was
a
always
fighter.
there.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that was always there.
Okay.
But there kind of needed to be a catalyst, I guess.
Mhm.
And that was, Jesus,
Okay.
truth, love, and forgiveness.
Okay.
It still feels weird to say for me because I was like not a religious person for most of my
Sure.
life, all of my life.
Right.
But I like to just say truth, love, and forgiveness. And if you're truthful with yourself and you love yourself and you forgive yourself and others, then it's open and shut. That's what
Yeah.
I think because it
Yeah.
it was for me. Um, just acting and thinking and doing ways in loving ways.
Right.
That's it. You
Well,
know.
yeah, and so maybe the not religious but I guess Christian based faith based, let's say that. Um, maybe they took a different approach that all the others didn't necessarily take. I mean, would you say that, or was it finally you had just had enough? Because for me, with my
Oh, you're
drinking,
saying what was different? What was
yeah, yeah,
different?
yeah, yeah.
So what was different is, I spoke about kind of the dimensions of love,
Mm-hmm.
and I had this whole there's no spiritual love. I didn't think I ever needed it or it was a thing even.
Mm-hmm.
So they were the first people to say something loves you
Right.
no matter what.
Well, Technically, that's going to be in part of the 12 steps. You're going to have a spiritual awakening if you actually work those steps.
Hmm.
And I mean, I had a bit of a spiritual awakening as well, by just journaling. Like how they have the daily, the morning, daily intentions, and then a daily review.
Hmm.
And I found that like super helpful.
Oh,
Um, and I was
totally
I,
agree.
I was totally not that guy, but I found, and then I carried it on outside for, I mean, a good 6 months, and that kept me really connected. Because, and it was like, I mean, I'm talking like rudimentary stuff. It's not
Hmm.
like I'm writing myself a book on
Hmm.
everything. It's just simple, one sentence answers. Um, and I found that was really helpful. And then obviously, the community of AA. I just liked the fact, and I think a huge part of a successful recovery is finding a community, which was
Hmm.
your faith-based recovery.
Yeah. And I
So
go to AA all the time too, but
yeah,
journaling, totally agree. I journal every day.
okay,
I've been doing it every day, and I was just like you. I was like, I'm not journaling.
right,
I'm
right,
definitely not doing this. I'm not, and
yeah,
I even wouldn't do this. And so
yeah,
I found a way to do it. I just made videos, I would just make videos and narrate, and I did it with
uh,
the intention of it's going to be something I leave behind for my son in the future. So it kind of gave me this like purpose.
right,
So like when I wasn't seeing him, I would be making videos for him, like, "Hey, I
right.
miss you.
Maybe he'll understand.
I
Yeah,
can't see you today, but I'm
right.
working to be able to do that."
I
And
got you.
so I always tell people, if you don't have a son or a kid, do it for yourself. Do it for your future self. Talk to your future self.
Sure.
Journal to him. So I think that's helpful. But
Yeah, I like that.
so another thing that helps me is, well, and it's kind of in the journaling like area too,
Hmm.
is just I think we have a lot of these like micro like traumas throughout the day, whether it's like someone cut us off in traffic
Oh
or
yeah,
we stub our toe or whatever it is.
I've
Like,
heard that the small T and the capital T, the big
yeah,
T's
yeah,
and little
yeah.
T's. Yeah,
And I think it's important that we process those. But the problem is,
yeah,
like, you're not going to call your best friend, at least a guy isn't going to call their
yeah,
best friend or their friend and complain about the guy that cut him off in traffic every other day or
yeah,
whatever. So we kind of we bottle those up, and I think if we could just process those,
yeah.
it's takes a lot off your plate, a lot more than you think. So
Sure. Well, I mean, if you let it, like, if you're just always angry and you just let it build up, then at some point you're going to explode. And that's the thing. You just need to kind of realize that you're just an observer in this life, really. I mean, it's just like good stuff's going to happen and bad stuff's going to happen, and but you got to experience it. And then to me, uh you know it might sound cliche, but it's all really perspective. It's how you take it. Like,
yeah.
oh, instead of being the victim, it's just like, okay, cool. Well, what can I take away from this? What did I learn? Or, hey, maybe that happened for a reason. So this other badass thing could happen,
Hmm.
or it is what it is. And, it's not like when you get sober, and I say this a lot, it's not all unicorns and rainbows. I mean, I have, two, like literally I got sober and like I had two family members, mom and stepdad, die within 2 years. So, or actually the first 6 months and then, yeah, 2 years. So, I mean, it's like life doesn't stop lifing. You know what I mean? And it's just like one of those things like, okay, well, this happened for a reason, and I don't know. I don't exactly understand it right now, but maybe with some perspective, I will. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I have people that will ask me kind of something similar, like, how do you get past like your all the mistakes and regrets and stuff? And really it's just like the more you heal and grow, like the
Mm,
more you look back on those moments and you see them as like stepping stones to a better self
right.
instead of like landmines, you
Yeah,
know?
sure. Well,
And so,
and they call it recovery, not recovered. You know
right,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just you know, you have no choice but to get better if you want to be able to look back and your regrets and mistakes and not see them as that, but see them as kind of gateways, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but
And I think it's powerful to have a motivation, but also, you want it for yourself now, as well. Not only for your kid, but
that's the most important thing too. I'm glad you
yeah.
brought that up. Like as I mean, my son obviously is the world to me, but if I
Yeah.
don't put myself first, I can't put him at the close second because
Right.
there is no second
Sure.
if I'm not first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I put myself first because he's the most important thing to me, you know. But um, yeah, so you know, I lost everything. I lost my kid, my career, my licenses, my
Hmm.
house,
Yeah.
my wife, my fiance,
Hmm.
and you know, now uh have my son back. I have a career. I'm a realtor now.
Oh, cool.
Uh, and you know, now I speak at rehabs and try and help people that are in, you know, in my position.
Yeah, that
So
are
I,
struggling. Yeah.
yeah, I feel as good of a human as I've ever been. So,
Yeah.
you know,
You feel worthy now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never helped people like this, you know, like
Uh-huh.
I'm not like
It was
giving some
always kind
money
of
to, yeah,
self-motivated. Yeah, 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 yeah,
transactional, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like I
Sure.
always justified it through work, you know, like, well, I
Right.
help people through my job. It's like,
Right.
so this is like, yeah, it's very, um, it's cool. It's cool to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
help
yeah,
people.
yeah. It's cool because it's not money motivated, and it's just, hey, maybe somebody can benefit from my experience. And that's kind of what this show's about, really, to be
Yeah,
honest. And that's the whole reason why I do this, because maybe your story will resonate with somebody, and
yeah, absolutely.
and then if somebody wants to get a hold of you, or reach out about maybe their problem, or if a loved one of another person wants to reach out to you and ask you questions, where can they get a
What do
hold
you,
of
where
you?
do you normally,
I mean, you
Instagram, is
can
it?
just say
Or,
Instagram or Facebook, if you're a Facebook.
uh,
um,
I don't, Instagram's
yeah,
better, maybe better.
Instagram. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's your handle on there? And
Display name Chris. The word
just
display, the word
display.
name, and the word Chris. Oh, yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, hey man, I appreciate you coming on. And
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
let's I think it sounds like you're on a path, but I mean, just I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. I mean, it is what it is. But hopefully you got it out of your system. You know what I mean? Because for me, it was a little different pathway, because I had a glorious Hall of Fame drinking career. So it was like, I don't feel like, and I mean, and I was, halfway, or I was at halftime when I decided to quit, like quit drinking.
Yeah.
And so it was just like one of those things where it might have been a little easier for me, because like I didn't feel that I was missing out on something,
Hmm.
like, oh, I
Hmm.
still got, party years left. I mean, yeah, it's fine. I still would like a beer here and there, but then I mean, would I want? Well, let's have a vodka back with that,
Yeah. You know where that
that
leads
kind of
you.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But I appreciate you coming on, and I wish you, the best of luck in the future, and then keep paying it forward, and keep plugged in, and I think you'll be fine.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. Okay, well, be sure, like, subscribe, all that stuff. This Pink Cloud, and then on the Spotify for the music. And then remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.